Eden, the promise after the fall. Part 2, based on Genesis 3-4 and the promise of redemption. Paradise was lost, but God was not finished. Though humanity had fallen, God's love had not failed. Outside the gates of Eden, a new chapter began. Life outside the garden, Adam and Eve stepped into a world they had never known. The air was harsher, the ground was harder. The beauty of Eden lay behind them, guarded by fire and angels. They felt the weight of their choice. Every breath reminded them that innocence was gone. Adam tilled the soil by sweat and strain. Eve learned pain, tears, and endurance. Yet still, God was with them. Each sunrise was a reminder of mercy. Each breath was grace. The first promise, remembered. Though God had judged sin, he had also spoken hope. A promise whispered in the curse itself, that one day, the offspring of the woman would crush the serpent's head. Adam and Eve held on to those words. They didn't fully understand them, but they believed. God had not abandoned humanity. Redemption had already begun. The first family. In time, Eve gave birth to a son. She said, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." His name was Cain. Later, she bore another son, Abel. The first family grew. Life continued. Cain worked the soil like his father. Abel became a shepherd, tending his flock with care. Both brothers knew God. Both brought offerings to him. But not all hearts were the same. A heart divided. Abel brought his offering, the best of his flock, a gift of faith, a gift of trust. Cain brought an offering too, but his heart was heavy, proud, unwilling. God accepted Abel's offering, but Cain's heart was exposed. Jealousy crept in. Anger took root. God spoke gently to Cain. "Why are you angry? Sin is crouching at your door, but you must rule over it." Cain heard the warning, but he did not listen. The first blood. One day, in the field, Cain rose against his brother, and Abel fell. The first human death. The first innocent blood spilled. The ground cried out. Sin had multiplied. God called to Cain, just as he once called to Adam. "Where is your brother?" Cain replied coldly, "Am I my brother's keeper?" But God knew. Judgment followed. Exile followed. Yet even then, God showed mercy. Cain was marked not for destruction, but for protection. God's justice stood firm. God's grace still endured. A broken world, a faithful God. Generations passed, the world filled with people, and with pain, signs spread, violence increased. Hearts grew cold, yet God never stopped reaching out. From Adam to Seth, to Noah, to Abraham, God preserved a line, a promise, a plan, through imperfect people. God carried a perfect purpose. The promise takes shape. God promised Abraham descendants, as numerous as the stars. Through his family came Israel. Through Israel came the prophets. Through prophecy came expectation. The world waited, groaned, longed for restoration. The promise spoken in Eden was still alive. The second Adam. In the fullness of time, God did what humanity could not. He sent his Son, Jesus Christ, born of a woman, born under the curse, to break the curse. Where Adam failed, Jesus obeyed. Where sin entered through a tree, salvation came through another tree, the cross. The serpent was crushed. Death was defeated. The way back to God was opened. Eden restored. The Bible ends where it began, not in a garden lost, but in a garden restored, a new heaven, a new earth. No curse, no death, no shame. The tree of life stands again, and God dwells with his people. Eden, not remembered, but fulfilled. The promise still stands. The story of Eden is our story. We all fall. We all fail. We all hide. But God still calls. Redemption is real. Grace is greater than sin. And the promise after the fall is still for you today, through Jesus. The way back to God is open. God still asks the question, not to condemn, but to restore. Where are you? Subscribe and share.